We've under no illusions how difficult Saturday's going to be. I mean, I watched them on Tuesday night. I thought they played really well. Fully deserved the win against Leyton Orient. Real positive second half display, and we know what we're going to encounter this weekend. It's going to be a group of guys, in particular, one that's completely united because of obvious reasons, and one that's got success of late in terms of on the field performances. I know it's going to be a tough game. We've done well in 2 games against them. First victory away as Cambridge United boss was up in Morecambe, and then the 7-0 win was a huge event for us, and then a disappointment in terms of losing 2-1 at home. So we've seen Morecambe a few times, and I'm sure as much as we'll be ready for them, they'll be ready for us as well. Everybody does the same amount of work on each other, but for us this weekend it's a case of we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose. We've had a little taste of losing. We don't like it, albeit with some positive performances in. The end result is that you've lost the game, and we have to book that trend and make sure that we come out with maximum points very, very quickly.
That was very much your message after the game on Saturday against Plymouth. Really, was as much as the margins were very fine. That the game on another, you could have been a different scoreline. It's about grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and seeing what you can do. Have you seen a reaction like that on the training ground this week?
I mean, I've got to say, pay a lot of respect to the boys, and that's always been the case. They've trained really well since I've been here. Never had a problem with training. I mean, the boys' application towards training and all the messages that we're trying to get over to them, they're trying to put into practice. For us now, we have to transfer all the hard work that we've done on Monday to Friday to make sure that we get our rewards on Saturday afternoon. I don't see why we can't do that. I haven't seen anything this week that suggests that we can't get maximum points up at Morecambe. But at the same time, like I keep saying, they'll have their own agenda as well. So we have to make sure that we're ready for what they fire our way, and we have to make sure that we can play on the front foot in the way that we know we can do. With the quality that we've got in the group as well.
A bit of mixed news really from the medical room this week. Obviously, Barry Core playing 30 minutes in a reserve game was a positive. I guess you'll continue to manage that situation as you have done for the last year, really. Yeah, we have to manage the situation. We do. We can't get carried away with it. Just because we possibly might see a Barry Core on the team sheet in the next few weeks, we can't just completely say that it's going to be back full time, because we have to manage the minutes. We managed them on Tuesday night in a friendly game away at Northampton, and he come through really well. But is he going to be ready for this weekend? Probably not. Probably not this weekend. He's going to be he's going to be touch and go, because he's only been back a couple of weeks, and he's only probably had 4 or 5 training sessions where he's trained at full maximum. But it is a positive. It's a huge positive for Barry. He's been waiting for that moment. Absolutely positive for him, and not so positive for Brad Harley. It looks like he'll be unfortunately suffering for a few weeks with the injury that he picked up at Luton. Yeah,
I mean, such a disappointment. Brad's been one of our best players this season, and when he plays, we seem to be able to play on a front foot, full of energy and tenacity and aggression in a play. And when he doesn't play, we have to adapt a little bit. But that's not to say that we haven't got a different formula when Brad doesn't play, or anybody doesn't play for that matter. We work on different shapes and formations that allows us to go into the game and produce a level like we saw against Plymouth last week. I thought the performance level last week with Brad out the team was high. We didn't get the 3 points because it was a fine line moment where 2 fantastic opportunities for us were cleared off the line, and we didn't defend the goal in the way that we would have liked to under different circumstances. But no, listen, it's a problem for us. We're just missing fullbacks at the minute, and that's something that we never thought would happen 2-3 weeks ago.
You certainly be racking up the miles in the next week or so. Obviously, the long trip to Morecambe quickly followed by the game to Yeovil. I know your focus will certainly be on Saturday's game, but be able to give us a bit of a picture of the schedule over the next 4 or 5 days.
No, the schedule's going to be busy. It'll be a long trip. Travelling tomorrow, training up in the north tomorrow afternoon. Blackburn have been really kind to us, allowed us to use their facilities, which is fantastic. So we'll train there in the afternoon, and then we'll crack on for the game and get back as quickly as we can. Full intentions of getting maximum points on Tuesday night. We want to make sure that this next group of games, this next 4 or 5, you know, have more rewards in terms of points than what the last three or 4 have been. So that's a challenge for us. We have to make sure that, because we're looking upon that maximum points as the be all and end all, we can't forget about the level of performance that we need to play for. So that's what we concentrate on.